Hi, it's David at Art to David Smith again. So this week's art challenge was to draw a dinosaur. So stay tuned until the end of the video and you'll be able to see all the dinosaur entries. People who sent their pictures in will all be featured there. So what I've got here is a bit like an egg shape for the head, the start of the head. We've got a few lines where I'm roughly going to put the legs and arms and things like that. So I've got the backbone, got some very loose legs in here and a tail. So this is based on a dinosaur that I came up with a little while back. So I'm just going to show you how I put him together. So we'll start with the important part first. So I'm going to take our egg and start altering this shape a little bit. So big thank you to everybody who did send in their pictures. Obviously the art challenge can't exist without you guys, so thank you very much for doing that. Hopefully it's helping with the boredom and giving you something else to do. That said, I'm sure you've all just been eating Easter eggs and everything else because of Easter, so you're running out of chocolate now, I guess. So what I'm doing is just kind of roughing the face out. So this is going to be the eye socket. We'll have some big nostrils here. Now, as I've mentioned in some of my other videos, often when I'm trying to invent a new character, I'll play around with all different shapes and things like that, just to give me a starting point, really, give me some inspiration as to come up with a new character. So that's kind of what I did with this. So I play with some of the basic shapes and see where it takes you, and that's how I came up with my dinosaur, and that's how I come up with a lot of the characters. Just gives you a good starting point from which to work. Stick some big old teeth in here as well. So hopefully you're all keeping busy during the lockdown. I certainly am. I've, as you know, got a couple of kids anyway, so it's always busy around here. But I've also got some drawings which I've been doing, some more commissions. So I've been busy doing those things as well as enjoying the garden. So what I'm doing now is put some legs together. So as you can see, the actual bone probably should have been more like that, but what I'm trying to do is get that pose which dinosaurs have, how the legs bend. Just mark out roughly where the three toes will end up being, because what I want to do is make sure it's obviously in line with this foot coming down here as well. Just rough fill that out there as well. Toes are going to occupy that area. Move the back. So what I'll do now is just transfer over here to the tail. So my dinosaurs, based on a T-Rex, but people have been, I think there's a few Brontosaurus, there's Triceratops, there's all sorts at the end, so it's been all sorts drawn and sent in, so that's fab. So we just need to put in the T-Rex's little dinky arms now. So I'm using this one, I'm just going to alter it a little bit. So again, as you can see, because I'm going to ink this in afterwards anyway, it's quite rough and ready at this stage. But then what I do, obviously when I start inking the character in, is clean up all the lines as I go along. Now if I weren't working like that, what I would then do is obviously take this and trace it off, possibly using a window or a light box if you're lucky enough to have one. I can trace it off onto another piece of paper and have a nice clean version. But for this purpose I can just run over it with my pens and clean up all the lines. So let's drop down onto this foot now. Let's get some claws in. Onto the other foot. Put this knee joint into there. So, what kind of look should we give him? Okay. So I think we are nearly there. So we've got the outline all at that point. But we can change the eye. Once you're at this stage, you can change the expression on the dinosaur very easily. Now if I were to rub that out, we can bring this eye down. We can have him look a lot meaner. Yeah, so again, when you're at that stage, you can change the expression of the dinosaur or whatever it is that you're drawing very easily just by changing how the eyes are formed, so the shape of the eyes. So if I just rub this out as well. Very quickly we've changed the whole expression. So again, I'm going to go in with my thick liner first. And then we save the fine liner for the details. So switch out, go with the fine liner. We can really start putting the detail in at that point. Just throw some of the teeth in, going for the mount. But as you can start seeing now, from where we were with our egg and just a few lines as to where the limbs were all going to sit, we've quickly constructed our dinosaur. So we'll just put a couple more teeth in there. That one coming up. Put some more of these outside ones in. But as I mentioned earlier, it's a great exercise to have a play with something like this. Just take a few simple shapes and think which dinosaur or whatever it is that you happen to be drawing, what does that shape most remind you of, and see if you can form your dinosaur or whatever from that basic shape. Try putting them together. And you've seen with other videos which I've done where I've just taken, say, 3 circles, and like the Christmas one that I did, I was able to turn one of the circles into Santa, another one into a snowman, and the other one into a reindeer, and it were all the same shape, but very quickly they become 3 very different characters. So quickly finish the thick line work on this one, and then what I'll do is I'll do all the detail off camera, and then I'll show you the finished piece at the end. So there's my dinosaur. Thank you for watching. Thank you for those who entered. I'm not sure what we're going to do for next week yet. We still need to pick something out. So stay tuned. I'll let you know what the challenge is for next week. But thank you for your time. Stay safe and look after yourselves. But catch you on the next video. Thank you. Bye.